he did it. He had a great opening round. He
Yeah.
surprised him with that takedown. He got the mount, and then rounds 2, 3, 4, Kamaru completely took over. But from your perspective there in the arena, how did you see it, Anthony?
So I probably have a little bit different of an opinion of that first round. Obviously, dominated that round. Got a takedown, first legitimate takedown, at least one that the stats counters are going to count. Ended up mounted, took his back, and just kind of stayed there the whole time.
Right. But I thought, took the bag of the body triangle, correct?
Yeah. See, I thought that was going to hurt him more than it was going to help him if he couldn't get a finish, because he's a striker. Like, I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. Like, I could spend an entire 25 minutes on somebody's back in the body triangle, and it's not going to affect me at all. But when you're not typically a grappler or a wrestler, as soon as you get that takedown, a guy like Kamaru Usman is going to freak the fuck out. So it was everything he could do to hold him down anyways. And then to take his back, have to hold the body triangle. He's constantly going back and forth trying to get the finish. I'm not saying don't get the finish, but as hard as he worked at it, I think maybe he said his body wasn't responding. And you know how it is sometimes, and maybe, people that don't fight or never been an athlete don't understand this, but the announcements and them, like your walkout, the announcements in a main event, they call the sponsors, they do all the lights. It takes a while. So it does, even if you're warm as shit in the back, by the time you actually come to the center and the referee says, "Are you ready? Are you ready?" and you fight, it's been a while. So you're kind of cooled off a little bit already. The worst thing for your cardio is to be cool and then go from 0 to 100. Because then you just feel super gassed, like you didn't have like a ramp up process to that. So for that to happen right away, I think that's probably a good part of the reason why he keeps saying his body wasn't responding the way he wanted it to. I think he just gassed himself, and it took him 2, 3, and 4 to get to his like second wind. And then he was controlled. I don't want to say he was dominated, but he was controlled. And he looked kind of flat, and he wasn't able to shift it into that next gear and really turn it up a little bit. And Usman did a really good job of mixing in the takedowns better than he has done in a long time. I think part of it is because he was with Colby Covington, and you can mix in the takedowns all you want. Even if you shoot, you're going to work just as hard as he is. So there's no real benefit there, I think. So the up and down game, I think, really helped him out. Lots of feints, lots of fake shots. I think he did a fantastic job there. I think Leon was masterful in setting up the head kick, and it's actually a little frustrating that I think so many people aren't giving him the credit for it. It's just, oh yeah, it was a great head kick. He threw even Daniel was like, oh, he threw the 2 and then the head kick. Like,
let's have a look.
Here comes, there it is, 2 head kicks. Yeah. So Brian, go back just a little bit if you could. Right there. Okay. So at the 2-minute mark, left in the round, Leon Edwards was going like feinting the 2 and then throwing the inside leg kick. Every single time, Kamaru Usman was parrying and then like taking that other hand and sweeping the leg in front of him. So he did it like twice back to back. And one time that's when he hit him with that low blow. He kind of kicked him in the balls. But he had done that 3 or 4 other times through the fight where he's parrying the jab on one side and then sweeping the leg by in front of him. So I remember looking at Ray and saying, like, he's setting up the head kick, because Kamaru was doing the same thing every time. Like he conditioned him to parry the jab, sweep the leg, parry the jab, sweep the leg. And he parried the jab, which put his hand on the other side of his face, and then went to sweep the leg. And that's why he got kicked in the face with his hands crossed in front of him. He essentially opened a window for the kick to go right through. I just want Leon to at least get the credit for keeping that head kick pocketed for most of the fight until it was the right moment. I think.
Well, it's one of his best attacks. In fact, he did that against Bilal Muhammad, but unfortunately, it resulted in an eye poke. It was the exact same attack. Leon was talking about it at the post-fight press conference. I thought he had a great opening round. To your point, I thought 2, 3, 4. Kamaru showed, what makes him a great champion. He did mix things up very, very well. I thought he was doing a lot of great damage against the fence and just upstairs, downstairs, going up. He'd defend the strikes. He'd go with the combinations, working the body, grab the legs, and just rinse and repeat, and that was kind of like, the path to victory for Kamaru Usman. Leon did a good job, but when he was getting taken down, getting back to his feet. And as you say, in the 5th round, it wasn't just a fluke. He wasn't just throwing a head kick. He set it up masterfully. And I think, given what Kamaru did there and the way that he defended it, that is the difference between, a world-class striker, and with respect to Kamaru, I am not in any way talking shit, a guy that's added on striking to his wrestling ability. You are still going to get caught in those kind of tricks, you know what I mean? And parrying shots that aren't there. No, don't get me wrong, they're traps. Traps are designed for everyone. It doesn't matter how good you are. You know what I mean? It can still work. You know what I mean? But Leon, that's his bread and butter. That's what he does. He's masterful in there with the strikes, and what a fucking shot. You know what I thought was really cool? That when he went down and he was clearly not getting back up, because Leon got there in time to land a couple more shots. And he didn't. He pulled himself away. He ran up. He leaned over him. He thought about it. Thought, nah, it's not required. It's not essential. I've done this. I've got it in the bag. So I thought that was very, very classy.
Yeah, I thought so too. But you know what I mean? You land one of those real clean shots, when you go and they're done dealing. To be honest with you, I've never done that. I would have followed him down for sure. But it's not so much that I'm trying to just put another shot on somebody. Mine is panic.
You want to make sure it's fucking done.
I'm not walking off and then you get back up and then I just fuck myself. Mine is panic. Like, I need to hurry up and get him finished before the referee, so the referee steps in before something else happens. So it's never that I'm trying to be a dickhead. How about that post-fight speech though? I don't think I've ever, that his post-fight interview with Joe, I don't think I've ever felt so emotional, like watching. I think I'm like deep down, maybe I'm from the UK.
Bro, you are.
I'm telling. I think I am, because now
they're gonna do your what is it? 93 meal, was it ancestry DNA or whatever? He comes out. You're from Birmingham, bro.
I think I am.
You're just gonna talk like this, Anthony. Anthony, try and do a Birmingham accent. Just talk like this, mate.
Is that a Birmingham accent?
Yeah, mate. That's how they talk.
No,
they talk
I can't
like
do it.
this.
I can't.
Just give it a fucking go, mate.
I'm not fucking doing it.
Oh, that would be legendary getting you doing a Birmingham accent.
I'm so bad at it. But I feel like so connected to like your journey and Leon's. Like, I want those two moments so fucking bad that I was just I was so hype, and like just listening to him scream, like, "Look at me now," over and over and over in the arena was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
No,
I've never seen a crowd go crazy like that for so long. And normally people win and you start seeing, 50% of the crowd leaves. Everybody fucking stayed.
The main event, they're out the door.
Everybody stayed. Everybody fucking stayed. And like, he just went off on the microphone. It was crazy.
Oh, wow. It's amazing. I'll be honest, because I watched it on one of those crappy sites. The post-fight interview wasn't on there. I wish I'd have seen it now, and I wish I'd have seen it live.
I'd say something that bothered me in his post-fight, like the media scrum or whatever. He had said they were talking about him being the second champion from the UK and behind you. And then he said something along the lines of, well, Michael definitely did, but he did it while living in America, like almost dismissing the fact that you won a title as a guy from the UK, but it doesn't count because you were living in America when it happened. So like, he was almost saying like he's the real first one from the UK, which I don't think is fair. I don't think that's. I don't know. It bothered me, to be honest with you. I don't know if he meant it to come off that way, but it bothered me for sure.
Well, thank you. No, I saw an article on MMA Junkie. I was just, in between takes shooting this Hollywood movie, don't you know? And just scrolling Facebook, and I saw it there, and it just kind of made me roll my eyes. I mean, listen, I'm not going to sit here and shit on what he did at the weekend at all. I'm so happy for him. Leon's a great guy, and I've been a massive cheerleader for his career for a long time. But I saw that, and I just I rolled my eyes a little bit. I don't really understand it, if I'm quite frank. I don't have an issue with it, but it's just, it's not.
When did you move to America?
I moved to, let's start like this. I signed with the UFC in 2005. I moved to the UFC to America at the end of 2011. and I won the belt in 2016. But you know, I was the first UFC guy to win the Ultimate Fighter. Sorry, British guy to win the Ultimate Fighter. First British guy to main event. First British guy to win the belt. First British guy in the Hall of Fame. And I have a fucking British passport. And I did it all whilst living in the UK, and then moved there because I saw him say that. Oh yeah, you know, I had to move to America. I had no fucking team. The team that I was with were all crooks, and they were stealing my money, and we ended up going to a massive lawsuit, and there was threats made. It was all very, very, very messy. So at that time, I just said, right, fuck this. I'm done. And I had a fight coming up, and I had no team, and I had no camp, and I had people that I knew because I'd done training camps out in the States. I was like, right, well, fuck it, let's go out there. And the plan wasn't to stay there, but we went out there and did some camps, some training camps, and you know, the kids ended up in school and all the rest of it. And now here we are 10 years later, still there. So I'm still very much fucking English, and I've got a British passport. So, you know, sorry, that one's not valid. But